G'day, we're David and Paula. Like many people, we've been working hard for many years and we're too young to retire, but we've decided to take a gap year from work. We've bought a new van and we're doing a lap right around Australia. Where are we going?
To Undara Lava Tubes. Sorry, I'm excited.
You can tell we don't rehearse anything around here. This is just absolutely insane.
We're at the camping grounds.
Yeah, it's a Discovery Park at,
Yeah.
or the G'day Park, whatever it is. It's the same group.
Yep.
At Undara.
Yeah.
So we settled in this afternoon.
Yep.
And just set up. And we're going to go down because you've got to book for dinner.
Yes.
So it's you don't actually have to book the actual dinner. You've actually got to book in.
The time, yeah.
And between 6 and 8 because there's limited seating down there, particularly if it's busy. We think we'll be okay. We've got a couple of activities booked spaced across 3 days.
Yep.
So
tomorrow will be our first cave hunt.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. So we're obviously in a relatively dry savanna sort of area, so it's a little bit sort of dusty. They try to damp it down.
Yep. They had the water truck going through before.
Had the water truck going through.
And they've got a pool.
But we've got a good drive-through site.
Yep.
Power, water. We didn't really actually need the power or water specifically, but the sites all looked a bit packed in for the unpowered anyway, so we thought, oh well. Yeah, so they call the main area the station for some reason, probably because it's got railway carriages and everything. Well, this is where you check in as well, and this is where the bar is, and this is where the meals and stuff are.
I know what you're doing.
So now we've come towards the lava tubes. We'll head down shortly, so you start to see the change in vegetation as well as all the basalt here. So that's all from volcanic eruption over millions and millions of years, but also Undara as well, which we'll find out. But this type of basalt that you're looking at here with all the holes in it, that's what we call vesicular basalt. So that's where the lava has been molten. There's a lot of air, but also a lot of gas inside, and there's different layers upon basalt in the tunnels. So all the vegetation that we're looking at here is like a remnant rainforest, or what used to be out where the savanna was, but slowly over time has retreated back where it gets a bit more protection for fire, but also a bit more water retention as well. So there's quite a few different species, lots of vines, fig trees, brachychiums. What we'll head into shortly is an open tube. So whether they have 2 openings, so you can walk straight through, or some will have 1 opening where you walk in and walk out the same way. The third type, which we don't go into, is what's called a concealed entry. So you've got the crater here. Undara crater is not the most special thing in the world, just a massive depression in the ground, but you've got the highway here, great dividing range, and so the lava's flowed all this way. But where some of the tubes have collapsed is where the vegetation here, what we call a semi-evergreen vine thicket, bit of a mouthful, but that's all the green bits you see through all the way along through there, outlines where the tubes are. But where you see the gaps, that's where you know hopefully a tunnel is still intact, and that way they went exploring.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Where the lava has actually split into three sort of mini areas and then rejoined in the same area. A bit like a river, how it separates and then comes back to join the main lava flows. But how do the tubes get here? So I have to go way back. Just remember we've got the base layer of that granite before any volcanic eruptions. And that has a very high melting point at 1400 degrees. So just remember that. So about 2.5 to 2 million years ago, the first volcanic eruptions started to occur, and there's been quite a few in that time. Race Course is about 400,000 years ago. Silent Hill is another one, 250, and quite a few more as well. Until we get to Undara, 190,000 years ago, which is a little bit unique. So Undara, you've got the second flow, which has been a bit more powerful, a bit more volume behind it. It's actually pushed that first layer out of the way, and so that first layer sort of like built up a little bit of a ridge on the side, so the following lava has sort of been forced to follow in that sort of direction, a bit like a levee bank if you like. So as the lava is flowing out continuously, that condensing, a bit more of the weight, but also the heat, as it's moved, has slowly gone through the previous basalt layers of eruptions. As the lava is about 1200 degrees Celsius, basalt melts at 1100, so just enough to slowly, as it moves, cut down through those layers like a trench until it gets to the bottom of that granite, which it can't melt. So that just continues to slide and make its way across. So Undara is probably about 45 kilometres behind us, and then the lava has flowed another 115 kilometres. So it's total 160 kilometres, one of the longest lava flows in the world. But as the lava is continuously flowing, the top is exposed to the atmosphere. So that starts to cool a lot quicker than what's underneath. So the top starts forming a bit of a skin, then it starts to harden and form a bit of a crust, a bit on the side. So now you've got a bit like an insulated pipe, if you like, of molten lava still flowing through. So as that's flowing, eventually Undara stops erupting, and that way the lava inside the pipe starts to get lower and lower and lower and lower, until it gets so low that there's not much left, and then you get a nice floor here. But some of the lava, as it's getting low, does get a bit cool, so it does stick to the sides, and that's what you can see on this side here. These bits of rock, what we call lava lining though. So it is a bit of a higher biodiversity area, and that's a second reason why this area is a bit protected and restricted, just to protect that biodiversity. So one cave that they have a bit further up, that has 52 different species of animals just in the one cave. So it's pretty high diverse. And when David Attenborough visited, when the National Park was opening here, he described it one of the most diverse systems he's seen anywhere in the world. So that's why a lot of the scientists come out here to study those, because some of the insects have evolved a bit differently to the same species on the surface because of the darkness and also the air quality as well.
This is Yorick. Yeah, so that was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yeah. Who knew they were so what did you say, they're the longest lava flows in the world?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a good tour, and hopefully the video's okay, and as normal, we're not going to do a full description of everything we
No.
saw. You can look it up, or
Yep.
better still, come and have a look.
Come and have a look.
Alright, let's go and get a drink. What are we doing?
Having bush breakfast and Billy tea.
Billy tea. And we got to have a bit of a sleep in, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Didn't we? No.
Not this morning.
It's early.
Sun's up though.
Sun's up. Fog's still in the brain, but alright. Let's go and see what's for breakfast. We heard the kookaburras, apparently they can come and steal your food, so we've already had that happen once, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, let's have a look. The fire's on.
Oh, it's on.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, yummy.
What's your name?
So, some eggs.
Have some eggs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And all the other things are
Yep.
Help yourself.
service, yeah.
I'm just trying to get the crunchy bits.
Put some on my plate, please.
Put some on your plate. How much would you like?
Just one more. It's maybe fine. Now one more cook.
Sorry, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's they're very juicy. Okay. Okay.
Nice and good. So what do you think?
It was really good.
Yeah, that was
Very
pleasant.
pleasant.
Had your Billy tea and
Yeah. Billy tea was nice.
had breakfast, and couldn't really eat enough because I just didn't feel like eating all that extra food. But but it's sort of just help. It's like, you know, eat as much as you can sort of stuff. And
Yeah. And the birds enjoyed it.
oh yeah, and the birds are
We're
around.
being watched.
Yeah, I'm not that sure that I agree with them feeding the birds, but
Oh well.
anyway, this is why they come in and get cheeky. But they certainly didn't mind posing some of those kookaburras, did
Oh,
they?
nice.
Pretty easy day today, and then we're doing the sunset thing tonight.
Yep.
What do you reckon about going up to the crater?
Yeah, we can go for a drive. Have a
Yeah,
look.
so there's plenty to do.
Yeah.
It's like it's a 3-day trip, and yeah, we've sort of kept a nice steady pace without being frantic.
Which isn't like us. Usually it's go, go, go.
Don't tell everyone that. I don't actually know whether I feel like my morning coffee now.
You might in a little while actually. Morning tea time.
We're filled up with Billy tea.
Billy tea.
All right. Anyway, it's you walk from the main station type area. You've got about a 300 or 400 metre walk, 400 metre walk, I
It's not
suppose.
that far.
And they have the sort of the fire and the donkey boiler and those sorts of things, and people cook their own toast.
Yeah.
But they cook up like the bacon, the eggs, and the other stuff, and pour the tea and those sorts of things. Yeah, it was very pleasant. there she is, at it again.
Cheers.
It's a very pleasant way, isn't it, to sort of wrap up our time at Undara.
Yes, very pleasant.
I have to say, though, I was a little bit sort of taken aback about how quickly you tackled them for that glass of champagne. Now we've got a lovely sunset, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Nibbles, drinks, and now we're off to see
Bats.
the bats. We're going to go and see bats. How good were those bats yesterday?
They were pretty good.
It was a bit later, like wasn't late, but it was dark late, needed to get some food late, so couldn't really talk on the bus, could we?
No.
No. They're little microbats. Tens of thousands of them. Were in the lava tube. Yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been good.
We did the wind tunnel, which was really good.
That was really good, wasn't it?
There's multiple tunnels actually, but yeah, we did wind tunnels.
Yep.
And then we did Billy tea breakfast.
Yeah, it was a good concept, wasn't it? Nice
Yes.
tea, nice brekky, and that sort of stuff. Had to watch out for those pesky kookaburras.
Kookaburras.
Yeah, so come around looking for people's food. Wasn't quite as bushy, was it?
It was missing some soul or something.
Yeah, they sort of needed to sort of...
I mean, the staff were really good and they were
Yeah.
very friendly.
Yeah. But they had...
And the food was nice.
It's just something not quite right about being served your tea by a girl from southwestern France. You see? Like your traditional Billy tea. Like we sort of needed a bushy or somebody doing that, didn't we? But look, it's a good concept. It was an enjoyable breakfast and those sorts of things, and having the birds around. But yeah, you're right. I think in its original concept, it would have been sort of one of the local owners.
Yeah.
And maybe the Discovery Group who've bought the place just need to sort of think about that a little bit. I mean, I know staff gets a little bit difficult at times. They were good. I mean, they were really friendly staff and they were really helpful staff.
Oh yeah, very helpful.
No complaint about the service. But if you're doing that sort of bush breakfast, that might be one where they need to see if they can dig up some locals or something like that. We were almost the first to get there and pretty much the last to leave, weren't we? Anyway, but we were sort of watching the birds and they were watching us.
You got some good photos of the birds.
Yeah, and we put some of those in this footage. And then the sunset too, and that was a good way to cap off.
Yep.
Undara, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was good.
So it's good for families, but it's good for big kids too. It's very interesting. I think if you do it, you've got to... Again, it's one of those places where, unfortunately, you do actually have to pay to go and do the experiences, don't you?
And you can't actually access the caves without doing them like that.
No. And the van park, it's sort of a cross between a campground and a van park. It feels there's a little bit more van parkish, a big sort of drive-through type sites that we're on. Been good. Yeah, the amenities. They need a bit of investment for sure, but yeah, they're clean and serviced and are working, and the water's hot and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the water was nice, isn't it?
But anyway, so we'll pack up this morning and head down the Kennedy Highway and start to make our way diagonally across Queensland till we get to the Plenty Highway, and then we'll head
back into the Northern Territory. It's a bit of a weird way of doing that, isn't it? But anyway.
This is a bit of a win, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We just decided at the last minute to turn off and go to Kalkani. So 600 metres to the edge. We'll see what we can see. Like the view from the rim isn't like a spectacular view. You get in fact probably you get a better view
The station.
and outwards.
And the rest of the path. Yeah.
But you can definitely see the crater shape and around. Just that there's obviously the trees all around it.
Yeah.
But
Vegetation's grown.
throw the drone up and you can definitely see the shape of the crater. It's relatively short corrugated road in. I think it's 15 kilometres from Undara Central. We've done it on the way out, so we've got the van on the back. But you don't need to do that. They say it's 2-wheel drive access. If you've got a 4-wheel drive, it's relatively easy. It is corrugated.
Something you don't see often in Australia.
Well, you get to see one of the volcanoes.
Yeah.
It was actually Undara that created the lava tubes that we see, but this is one of the other several volcanoes in this region. Extinct volcanoes.
Yes.
Everything's pretty ancient in Australia, isn't it? Yeah, lots of grevilleas, and the grevilleas are flowering. The birds love them, absolutely love them, and they attract the sort of the parrots and the honey eaters and all those sorts of things. It's what you do on a Sunday morning, isn't it? Get up and walk up a volcano. So it's a grade 3, 2.5 kilometre return walk, and the only moderately difficult bit is just the slow, steady climb up to the edge, the first 600 metres.
Yep.
And then you can walk around the edge of the crater. We didn't go that. We didn't really have time. We've got to sort of keep moving, but and this was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. Winton's about 2 hours. Again, thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, 100% of our YouTube advertising revenue goes to charity.